Alright, it's time for... Well, I can't talk. What a good opener. It's time to end this. This is going to be the last... I'll do all three of the last levels because it's not too long here. I don't think I'm going to have enough for any of this stuff, so... Maybe Meteor level 2. Vortex level 2. Whatever. I'll see after this level. We're going to use for Mundus. But, I was talking before about the environments. This has one of my favorite final levels in any game, really. This hell environment in the first game is so good. And you can hear the music too. It's really just a big shake-up from the rest of the game. And it's cool too because it kind of continues the Resident Evil tradition of like your final area has the kind of intense but also more fast-paced and like energetic song over it. Resident Evil 2 was also like that, and Resident Evil 3 a little bit as well. But it's great because it's also like with how creepy hell is in this game. Like in another game, it probably would be using the kind of like just no music, all background like horror ambience that you can hear in the part before Nightmare, like before the fight with him. Or it, I guess it's tank, whatever. But you get this awesome, just this awesome song that really hypes you up for the end of the game. Now, these guys have a move they can do, and he's not doing it here. I'm really glad that he's not doing it here, but they have some kind of thing they can do where they'll like suck out your devil trigger energy. Kind of stun lock them with the shotgun. That should be a problem. I think it's up here, and the next one is through. Yeah, and the next one is through the side. Like really trying to execute it. It's like Dante hasn't quite figured out that he doesn't have that chain whip sword thing that Jox has on Evolution 3. That just let him like, immediately kill an enemy from behind. So we're going best chain whip sword, obviously Ivy from Sword Calibur is first place. The one in Animation is pretty good too. It might be the larger ones that do it, I can't quite remember. It's been a while since I've seen it. I know this is like scrub tactics, but better to not deal with it. This is a really weird secret mission, honestly. It's just like fight the T-Rex skeleton again. Or I'm sorry, the dragon skeleton, if you read the other thing in the mission, we call it a dragon or whatever. It's like, it's so clearly a T-Rex. was going on there. These things are also really creepy looking at the eye. It is a little goofy, like the resolution on it is kind of low, but the idea is creepy. Bangle at time, I'll show this off real quick. It's so it basically, when you use this, you can't use Devil Trigger. Real quick, let me see. I feel like I'm missing out. I am missing a secret mission, and I don't know which one it is. Well, I apologize for that. I genuinely don't remember which one I missed. This whole area here, this is super creepy and cool looking, this final area. There's like pods on the wall or whatever these are. It kind of reminds me of the first Metroid a little bit, like some of the walls in that game. And actually, I'll show the Bangalore time first, and then I'll switch over to Sparta, because I keep saying that. After these little things, for those. Oh, that's great. But yeah, that's Bangalore time, Freeze's time. I'm glad I chose such a perfect, opportune moment to show off with mid-air jumping. Oh, there's these little things. I forgot about those. Because I have all the... That's really weird, yeah, because I think I have all the... What's it look like? Unless I've just, like, completely forgotten where some of them are. I guess that's the case. Or wait, no, I'm dumb. That was the... It doesn't have the one because I didn't save yet. That's right. Oh my god, these things, yeah. So these here, these are why you use Ifrit when you go through this section. The rolling blaze specifically, because these things are just such a nightmare. I hope the that's the case with that secret mission anyways, because I'm gonna be very concerned when I see the save screen and it tells me that I missed it. I don't know what the little graboid things are. Kinda weird. Let's switch this one here. This is definitely an Alistair run, but there's some things that oh, of course. I haven't been on this low on health in a while, so that's interesting. You don't need to wait for those platforms. That's nothing. You got the double jump, you're fine. Oh, just how many hands are on this door here. Like, we're gonna have one more door that's like this before the final boss. We gotta have it be really impressive. Alright. So that's that mission. Another save I can put this. Because I want to see. You know what? I'll cut this recording and I'll just stitch these two together as one part. Because I want to see if this is. I am missing a secret mission or not. I'm not. Awesome. Okay. Alright, we're back. I had to know what the secret mission, because I'm like, I really hope I'm not missing one. Like, I thought I got them all, but sometimes you never know. I'm gonna get that, and then we're not gonna get that. But we are gonna not get that either, never mind. Alright, that's what it's leading up to. And just like how the last level was a pretty crazy change of scenery, I love how you go through this horrible, like, flesh and, like, organ dimension with all these, like, crazy demons around, and then the final area before Mundus is this, like, pristine church that's all, like, white, glowing, windows and everything. And you have this organ song playing, but it's like, it's triumphant and like happy sounding for a little bit, but there's kind of like a little bit of a sinister undertone to it. It's really cool. I love this finale. I thought I was close enough for the cutscene.
Again I must face a Sparta. Strange fate, isn't it?
Strange and ironic that it will end the same way.
Irony has favored you this time. Look, there.
Oh no!
Trish!
She's
Think about it.
hostage, but not really shackled. I'm sure that won't backfire for Mundus here in a second.
So sad that humans will always be humans. No more. Has the Sparta blood been spoiled over the ages? Now, die!
Now this is super confusing in the HD version because the effect for the laser is missing, but he's supposed to shoot a laser here,
Trish!
and that's
No.
what gets Trish there. I don't know why it's missing in the HD version, but it is, and it really ruins this moment here. It makes it very confusing for no reason.
It is time to end your pitiful life.
And the effect for that is also this like horribly pixelated like mess.
How much longer are you going to keep zapping? Come out and show yourself, Mundus!
Quiet at that base. I like how it's like, okay, Mundus, right? He's a big statue, but it was all a disguise, and underneath the statue form that he has, he's actually still a statue. It's just a different statue. But he has this weird hole in him. And I always assumed that was Sparta caused that. They never mention it in the game anywhere. And I don't know if that's the case or not, but I like to think that it was Sparta. Like his battle with Mundus caused that.
My mother?
That useless being. If you need a mother,
This is a really weird line. I don't get what the point of this one is.
as many as you want. Just like I created.
Or like I get it's supposed to be he's like
Silence!
messing with Dante, but it's just it's not the most like I don't know, the intent behind that one doesn't really come through as clearly. But this finale is awesome. Part of why is because hey, Sparta didn't have a devil trigger before. There you go. There it is. You get it for the final part of the game. Also, we're gonna fight Mundus. It's gonna be in space. There are two types of endings in a video game where you know it's gonna be awesome. It ends in hell or it ends in space. Devil May Cry 1 does both. That's how you know it's a truly timeless classic of a game. Now, as you can see, there's some weirdness going on with this boss fight. I know this is a very strange finale, but it's pretty cool. But a lot of people take issue with it, so I guess I'm going. So this is kind of like a homage to Space Harrier, which is a bit of a weird thing to put in a hack and slash game as the ending. Like I could see as a mini game that you play at some point, sure. I don't think people would take issue with that so much. But the fact that it's the lead up to the final boss is a little odd. That's not too hard. But it is so the controls on the stick are inverted for flight controls, but the D-pad isn't. So if that helps anybody. Other than the melee attack, all the face buttons shoot. A bunch of the graphical effects are broken there too. Like the little sigils that Sparta shoots are supposed to spin around. They don't in this version. And if you use the melee, it kind of does the little vortex spin attack. So when you get really close, use that because it'll assuming his shield is down, you break the orbs to break the shield. And if you do that, it'll rip right through them. If you use the devil trigger, it summons that kind of dragon that appeared. It doesn't really last all that long. Like you saw, it was a really short fight on board. So once you know what you're doing, it's more just the game doesn't tell you how it controls, and it plays totally different than everything else. So it throws people off at the end. But you know, luckily the second phase of the battle is a little bit more what you would want from this type of game. It's not quite what future games had yet, but you know, for the first game, it's pretty good. Also, important thing to note here: so you can kill this dragon, it will drop a green orb. This lava can't kill you. Like you can stand in it while you're at like no health left, and you'll be fine. But you kill that thing, you get your health back. It's a pretty simple fight. It's more just about being able to do enough damage in time. And he has some pretty nasty attacks, but overall it's not too hard of a boss. With that, that's the end of Mundus. And I will not talk over the next cutscene. I refuse. You gotta hear this line in all its glory.
My mother risked her life for me, and now you too. I should have saved you. I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light!
This was my mother's. Now I'm giving it to you. My father's also here now. Rest in peace.
The best. That cutscene. It's so great. The great thing too is on the 20th anniversary there was a little stream this one channel did where they talked to the original voice of Dante, and he recreated it perfectly, like voice crack and all, but it told a bit of a story about that line, like when they were working on the game. And it makes me appreciate it so much more, because basically what happened was he was talking about like you couldn't get it to sound like natural or anything, and so the voice director for the game, she was just like, well, you know, just kind of like just force it out basically. So delivers it, which is the version that you hear in the game. Apparently, right after he did the line, right, like, you know, voice crack and everything in the middle of it, finishes it. Everybody's silent. They stop recording, and then everybody loses it, like laughing. And I guess they were like, yeah, that's what's going in the game, because it was so cheesy. And it's just like you hear stuff like that, and it's just like that's the stuff that makes you smile about this first DMC game. That's why it's such such a classic. It's like, you know, the game is fun, and clearly the people working on it were like, I mean, I'm sure it was fun to express, especially like when it was going to be a Resident Evil game permanently, but the fact that they still had fun with making it, I think really shows in the final game. That's why it's something that I just really appreciate. Like this is, I keep saying it, but this is one of my favorite games ever. I think it's absolutely holds up. It's coming up on 25 years this year, time of recording, so it's very impressive that it's still as good as it is. That said, I do have to complain again about the HD version, because in the PS2 version, when you get to that line, like when Dante like looks up or whatever, the camera kind of spins upward after he says like the Dark Souls Light part, everything gets this super intense blur, and it's just so much more dramatic, and it's so much better in the PS2 version than the HD version. It's just such a shame that like all those effects had to, or that they were just lost to time, I guess. Whatever was going on with like whatever incomplete code they had to make this version. I don't really think Devil May Cry as a series would benefit all that much from remakes. Like I think it's kind of interesting, all the games, how different they play from game to game. They all have, and especially the first one, a lot of the unique parts of this game I feel like would just kind of get lost if they were just trying to make it more like 3, 4, and 5, which, you know, wouldn't be bad. Those games are great too. But it would lose some of the uniqueness if they basically just made it more like those ones. But I would love to get a better remaster or HD not remake, but like some kind of new version of the HD collection that they go back and try to fix some of the visual bugs and everything, because
I'm not going anywhere.
Man, Dixie 1 HD is
Besides,
rough.
there's no place
I haven't
to
actually
go
played this version in a while, so like I forgot
This'll be your
how
third
much
round as
better
well.
the PS2 one looks compared to this. Because that's usually I just play the PS2 one at this point. But to go back to Mundus, because he's returning for a second, I love that Mundus is real design underneath the statue. It is something that doesn't come out the best in the, you know, the graphics of this game, but it's this kind of like molten mess of hands and other limbs and just eyeballs. Like, it's such a crazy design. And it's a great visual of like this just kind of creepy mess of a demon, like with this you know, almost Zeus looking statue form over him.
It looks like we have a winner.
Jackpot.
There you go. But yeah, it's awesome. It's a great design. This is probably the worst case of like the quiet FMVs though, because it cuts back between this and like the in-game cutscene, and like the volume is all over the place. It's really bad.
Goodbye. And when you do come back, give my regards to my son, will ya?
I don't think he's gonna do that, Dante.
Trish.
There's a few problems with that. The first of which being you don't have a son. And very likely never will.
Dante.
The way that 5 went.
Trish, devils never cry. These tears are a gift only humans have.
We're too late.
No, Trish. It's never too late. And we humans never give up. Are you ready?
Yes.
Now this section, this is something special, right? I have gone out of my way to try to get killed in this section coming up. You have to make sure you hit everything.
Let's rock.
I didn't think it was possible for the longest time. Like, I literally one time played this and just actively tried to hit stuff because I'm like, is it even possible to die in this section? Of course, I just did a barrel roll into the wall, so I'm not sure now that I'm talking about how easy it is. I'm sure I'll get killed or something. Alright, and then that's the end of the gameplay. Everything's cutscenes from here. Interesting thing about this cutscene that I didn't realize because I always just kind of skip through it when I would play on Dante Must Die. Which, I mean, I haven't actually beaten Dante, like I've beaten it twice, I think. I want to say. Because I beat it on the PC version here, and then I beat the, or no, I did 3 times, because I beat this one, the Switch one, and the PS2 one. But I never bothered to watch the cutscene. I still don't know what that line is supposed to mean. But that's a sage wisdom right there from Dante. But anyway, that kind of like the little like yeehaw when he flies out of the island as it blows up. That line actually changes if you beat it on Dante Must Die. So interesting that they bothered to include something like that. They actually reused the dialogue from it in Beautiful Joe in the PS2 version, because you can unlock Dante in that game as like a playable character. And I thought it was a new line for that game for the longest time, but no, it's just reused from this.
We'll be right there.
And this renamed office that immediately they go back on, starting with the next game.
5 minutes.
More than enough.
It's perfect. It's great. But yeah, that's the original Devil May Cry. That's 25 years of this game. So if you haven't played it, fix that. I don't know why you haven't yet. It's really, it is an awesome game. I think it holds up really well. I played it, like I said, like probably 10, 15 years after it came out. Or, not 10, like 15 or so, maybe 14 after it came out. I don't remember exactly. But, I mean, obviously at this point I would say I have nostalgia for it, but like, even at that time, you know, it still held up really well. The combat is definitely simpler than future games, and like the cutscenes they're not as crazy as they would go on to be, but you know, the atmosphere and the level design are great. The music is awesome. I think the moveset you have, like, while it's a simple moveset, it's a really effective and really fun to use one. And really the game is just, it's very polished. Like, it's easy to go back to this, where like, if you ever try to go back and play like a bunch of old hack and slash games from like the late 90s or like the early 2000s, a lot of them don't really hold up that well, to be just perfectly blunt for a minute. but this definitely does, I think. Yeah, it's a fun game. I've played it countless times at this point. It's a very short game too, so it's really easy to go back to. There's no mission select, unfortunately, like future games have, but it's such a short game that it's like there's not really much of a struggle to just replay the whole thing. Like this recording of the game, this has all been in pretty much like one section. I took a short break to use the bathroom, but like otherwise, I've basically just sat here and played through the whole thing in one go. It's one of those games that you can just put on any time and go back to and have a good time with it. So there's always gonna be a appeal for games like that. And I mean, really, it's a really interesting game too. Like historically, like it has a great mix of survival horror elements and like hack and slash and different arcade games and just a bunch of different design ideas. And it kind of started its own little subgenre with stylish action. So. But yeah, that's Devil May Cry, the original from 2001. So, hope you've enjoyed this playthrough. 3 hours 19 minutes or 3 hours 20 minutes about. That's not too bad. So, it's been a lot of fun going through it again. So hopefully people enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time.